Back here on the show now to promote his new program that's been on since the 1st of March on Fox, Mental Samurai, Tuesdays at 9 Eastern Time, produced and hosted by this man, Rob Lowe.
Yes.
How you been, sir?
I'm good.
I was about to say, because I follow you on Instagram, and that's the way people know, hey, I heard you had a trip to Italy, and you muted me because I
Wait,
Instagram
you went
too much.
to Italy?
Yeah, stop.
Italy, Rich? No
so I
way.
see,
I didn't know that.
You're all over the globe, and
Yeah.
half the time I see you with a golf club in your hand.
I'm getting serious about my golf game again. My kids are out of the house.
Okay.
So I've got the time. I took 20 years off from the game when my kids were young. So
Yes.
I literally did not swing a club.
Right.
Which is great because I got to really relearn the swing. Mm-hmm. And it's been awesome.
You're locked in now.
Well, I don't know about that. It's golf.
Yeah.
How locked in can I be? But I'm having
you're
fun.
locked in on playing it.
I'm locked in on playing, and I want to play the AT&T.
Well, you're in the right spot for that.
Because here's the thing, the dirty little secret about any celebrity golf thing is all you need is 2 great shots, and you're on ESPN. Dun-dun-dun, dun-dun-dun, and nobody cares if you shot 100.
Right.
Right? You're going to get on if you had a great shot if you're a celebrity.
I've thought you're exactly right. And the par threes are where you can really make your hay. That's all you need to do is just have a great swing at the par 3. Just try and throw a dart at the stick, and all of a sudden you look like you're a 2-handicap.
Well, here's the good news. My swing looks like I could play in the Masters. The problem is where the ball goes.
That's the issue.
Because I'm an actor, so I can fake anything. I can fake do so many. As an actor, you learn so many things. You play a cowboy, you play a doctor, you play. You play a doctor. I played a doctor. Like if anybody in the studio had a medical emergency right now, God forbid, I could almost help. It would be amazing.
But what we would still flatline.
You'd flatline
at the end of the day.
Yeah.
But you'd look damn good.
So the par threes, if they just keep that angle on the swing,
right,
dude, I'm loving life.
Which role in the history of your career, Rob, did you have to learn the most for that you actually had to really stick the landing?
Oh, honestly, probably Code Black, where I'm playing the military trauma doctor.
Mm-hmm.
There's so much prop work and stents and stints and bandages and crazy medical jargon.
Yeah.
Yeah. Like you do a show like an ER, you do a hospital show.
Yes.
And you feel like you could save somebody's life, but you can't.
So it wasn't Tommy Boy?
What did I learn for Tommy Boy?
What did you?
I learned how to wear a great
learn?
Caesar haircut. Or as Spade calls me, Lee Harvey Oswald. And that's my favorite ad lib. He calls my character Lee Harvey Oswald because of the hair. It's pretty funny.
Well, you look pretty damn natural hosting Mental Samurai, sir. This is pretty wild.
It's like, so I'm a huge fan of American Ninja Warrior.
My kids cannot stop watching.
It's the best show ever. So it's the same people that created that, and they came to me and were like, all right, Warrior is for the physical.
Yeah. How
do we build an obstacle course for the mind?
Mm-hmm.
And I was like, that's great, because I love trivia. I'm really good. I'm brutal. Trivial Pursuit, I will whip your butt.
See, now I would take the challenge on that, but the green science wedge always was the conundrum for me, sir.
And everybody has their weakness.
Yes.
And so we designed this course, to be an obstacle course. There's a physical component you got to get through. You do not just stand at a podium hitting a buzzer. Any idiot can do that.
Yes.
So it's a full experience. But if you have a weakness like that, mine is puzzles. Puzzles, yeah, like Sudoku kind of things and stuff like that.
Yeah.
I'm not good there.
Certainly, if you're being whizzed around in some sort of semicircular.
That arm is a $4.5 million piece of equipment, and it has multiple settings. We have 7 people standing by to make sure that the settings are appropriate, because we think killing the contestants would be bad for ratings.
It's bad for business.
We think it is.
I think it's a wise. Yeah, it's a wise policy.
Yeah, we think it is.
It is a wise policy. Were you ever a game show guy?
I was on the $10,000 pyramid when I was 15. By the way, it's hilarious that $10,000 was unimaginable money. You can't fly to New York first class for $10,000 to be on the show.
Well, I'm about to do the $100,000 pyramid.
You're going to be on it.
I am. It's me versus Joel McHale on Strahan's. We're taping it Friday for the summer.
I was against Tony Danza.
You versus Tony.
It was me against Danza.
Now, did you give away money? Did you win?
I went to the pyramid every time, and I won the pyramid.
Damn straight you did, Rob Lowe.
Yeah. It was pretty cool.
You left Danza in your dust, huh?
I love Danza. I mean, he's a boxer, and he was knocked out.
I cannot wait to do this. Like literally, I live for
are
stuff
you okay?
like this.
And I mean this. Don't let your mind go in the gutter.
Sure.
Are you a better giver or a better taker?
Well, you know what? I'm a giver. I'm a giver.
Yeah, I would've-
when it comes
would've
to
thought
when it comes to game shows.
Yes,
I'm a giver.
Yeah, I understand.
But I give every day on this show.
Yeah, you got a big heart.
Pretty much.
It was some people it could go either way. I hate when people go and they give you the you like just give me the clue.
Right.
Give me that clue. There's a technique to all of this.
Well, I imagine in your current show, there's a lot of stuttering like that too, because just doing stuff that you don't normally do is out of body. But I can only imagine sitting in the hot
capsule?
seat in the capsule.
Well,
It's got to be
capsule-
bizarre. And there's Rob Lowe giving you quizzes. I mean, that's going to be really strange to
the
people.
clock is ticking. We had a guy the other day who was so discombobulated by the centrifugal forces that his question was, name this white soul best-selling pop duo from the 80s. And there was a picture of a hallway and a bowl of oats. And he literally was like, okay, so I see a hall and I see oats. I see a hallway of oats, bowl, cereal oats, floor, bowl.
You didn't give
bowl,
it to him? You didn't give it to
hall.
him?
And I'm dying for him. But it just goes to show you when you're moved out of your comfort zone, hard to get Hall and Oates, baby. Even when you're looking at Hall and Oates.
So what did he say? Wham? Did
He
go,
never got
wham?
it. He never got it.
Oh my!
He never got it.
Him.
Brutal.
Yeah, I mean, that's some of the most epic, show fails, like in Wheel of Fortune, where everything's revealed except one syllable,
The
and
best.
one letter,
Epic
and they
fails
botch it.
are my guilty pleasure.
Right.
But as a host, you can't have that. Like,
No, I know.
What's really funny, what I wasn't prepared for, is how much as a host you invest in these people and how much you want them to win.
Sure.
And you become just a fan and a coach, but you can't coach them because there's a lot of rules and it's
Right.
all very managed.
Yes.
So I have to really sit on my natural inclination, which is to go Hall and Oates.
Right. Man, that's amazing. I think it's great that the American Ninja Warriors people come up to you and say, let's do this sort of thing.
Isn't that cool?
Because it just looks amazing. It's just a lot of fun, and I'm glad you're having fun doing
Yeah,
it.
it's really, really cool.
So do you have questions over there, Chris? Do you have that? You just
Yeah,
came up
so
with a few things?
I Googled Trivial Pursuit questions, and these are real ones from the game.
Okay, but what category?
In
Don't screw me.
All categories.
All right.
I'll start with a sports question if you guys would like a.
Are you fine with that?
I'm ready.
Are you fine? Are you fine with this?
I'm so competitive. I always want to play.
Okay, let's go
Even
for
though
it.
I might get killed.
The host of Mental Samurai. I feel like
Don't
I'm,
judge my show based on my answers.
Okay.
That's all
All
I'll
right.
say.
Which football coach of Notre Dame was Joe Montana's roommate at Notre Dame?
Which football coach of Notre Dame was Joe Montana's roommate at Notre Dame? Oh boy, that's
So
I'm going to say it's we know it wasn't Lou Holtz.
it's
It's
was it Ty Willingham?
Charlie Weiss.
Charlie Weiss was his
I
roommate.
just guessed that. He saw it.
Are you
that's
serious?
hard.
I'm serious.
But Charlie Weiss
Yes.
was his roommate.
At Notre Dame.
Could
That
you
doesn't-
imagine what?
That doesn't seem right to me somehow.
So before there was Montana to Rice,
There was
Montana to
Rice with a bong in the room.
Well, Charlie, yeah, this is before the surgery, so I'm sure. Okay.
Pre-surgery. Here's one.
Yeah.
Who was Ross Perot's running mate in the 92 presidential election?
Admiral Stockdale.
That's right.
Yeah.
Well done.
So now you're in my wheelhouse. Which
Lowe.
category was that?
That had to be politics, right?
Yeah,
Or
there's-
history.
there's
That's
no real
history.
I'm just looking at.
That's got to be history.
Yeah.
Don't give me that.
Yeah.
By the way, have you ever gotten a Trivial Pursuit question where you were the answer? Has that ever happened in a game where you?
I have had it. It's pretty fun.
That is just not fair,
Yeah,
Rob.
it's kind of fun.
That's just
I've been watching Jeopardy and I've been an answer.
no kid.
That's
now,
a good
that right there.
New York Times crossword puzzle. Been an answer.
I don't know if you saw in the Rich Eisen show green room, but there is.
There it is.
There
I
it
saw
is.
it framed.
Yeah,
that means you've arrived.
I know. I don't know why I put it in the bathroom. You'd think I'd have.
That's
have
how
a better
cool people
spot.
put their Oscars, dude.
I did not know that.
Yes.
I did not absolutely know that.
Yeah,
at all.
because it shows you don't care, don't you know?
That's I can see. Do you got one more over there?
I got one more.
All right.
Which international pop sensation was the drummer for the band Breakfast Club before she broke out as a solo star?
Jeez.
Oh boy,
I
you
got
got
no-
me current people, and anything with Breakfast Club, you think I'd know.
You'd think you'd know. I mean, it's kind of in your wheelhouse. in a
Even though
way.
John Hughes never gave me a job.
He never did he?
Never gave me a job. Auditioned for The Breakfast Club, didn't get it.
Which role did you audition for in The Breakfast
Judd
Club?
Nelson's role.
You'd have been phenomenal.
The bad guy.
The bad
Yeah, John
guy.
Hughes wasn't taking what I was selling.
What gives with that?
I don't know.
Did you ever get a chance to ask
No,
him?
I never did. Because, I mean, the guy did 500 movies I could have been in. I don't know. What the hell? Who is this? Is it, who is it?
Madonna.
No, it's
Madonna.
Madonna?
Madonna.
What?
Madonna.
Wait a minute.
That was a side gig.
Wait a minute. You mean to tell me Madonna was in a group called The Breakfast Club?
That's the
And
drummer?
played drums. Dan Gilroy was Madonna's boyfriend for a while and let her sing lead vocals in his band for a short time.
Yeah, by the way, I'm gonna rescind that I could beat you in Trivial Pursuit. I kind of whiffed on almost all of them.
We didn't do, that was not a good showing for us.
No, the fact that you just blurted out Admiral Stockdale was very
That was quick,
impressive.
right?
I do remember he could hardly put two words together.
That's right.
You know, I do remember that.
Why? He said, "Why am I here?" In the debate.
Is that right?
Why am I here? We were like, well, you don't know. Don't look at us.
Here we go. One more.
By the way, an American hero.
Not
Let me
true.
just say that.
No, I know that.
Yes.
Yeah.
Pop culture. Some say the logo looks like Don Draper. In the history of Mad Men, how many secretaries did Don Draper employ?
Ooh.
I'll go with 3.
I'm going to go with 1.
9. He had
Wow, I was
9
way off.
different secretaries on Mad Men.
Did we look
an odd
really
question.
bad?
No, it doesn't.
I think we look
Well, you're the one
horrible.
who's hosting a show, other than this one.
Thank God I'm not competing in it. Clearly.
We got easier questions. Celebrity True False with Rob Lowe. Go ahead and hit it right over there, Mike Del Tufo. Hit it.
Celebrity true
Keeping it real.
or false?
A little sting of Spandau Ballet gets us into this. I always love that. Okay, we have some questions from your history, whether it's true or false.
All right.
Okay, here we go.
It's my own history.
It's
You
on the
think I
internet.
should know this?
No, it's on the internet. We have no idea if it's true or false.
Oh, okay, good.
True or false? One of your celebrity true or false with Rob Lowe. Again, Mental Samurai on Fox Tuesdays at 9 Eastern Time. One of your first on-screen credits is an after-school special, Schoolboy Father, about teenage pregnancy. True or false?
With a title like that, how could it be anything other? Their titles about those things were great. It was always like telling you exactly what it was. My peanut allergy will kill me tomorrow at 3.
Well, actually, I should know the answer to this because I read one of your books, and didn't you tell a story?
I do.
Right,
Well,
in your
I do
book?
a one. By the way, I do a one-man show, which you have to come to.
Please.
Instead of writing a third book,
Yes.
I created this one-man show. I'm playing
Really?
Vegas on the 13th. By
Are
the
you
way,
serious?
I'm playing
Oh.
the strip, dude.
Hold on a second.
Wait,
Rob
I'm playing
Lowe-
the strip.
Hold on a second.
in April
Yes,
13th.
April 13th.
Which casino? Which hotel and casino?
Planet Hollywood. I'm in the. Of
course.
I mean, it's so fun that it's like a dream come true for me.
So you're.
But I do a big after-school special riff in it, which is what made me think of it.
Okay, that's fantastic.
It's so cool. So if you're a guy, anybody's around Vegas on the 13th,
Okay.
it's my Vegas debut.
Now you tell
Like Elvis.
the story about Cary Grant, right?
I tell it in the show.
Can you recount that right now, real quick?
But there's 2 of them.
Okay, the one with the soap on the rope. Do you
Oh
have that
yeah,
one?
that's the
Okay.
one. That's the one that's in. So the very first time I ever watched myself star in anything was the after school special.
Schoolboy Father.
And I was trying to date his daughter, who is still is gorgeous Jennifer. And she said, come to my house. You'll watch it with my dad. My dad's an actor. I didn't put 2 and 2 together. Cary Grant answered the door. I had no idea that Jennifer Grant was Cary Grant's daughter. And I watched Schoolboy Father with Cary Grant. And he was like, you remind me of a young Warren Beatty. And I was like, oh, that's great. And then as I left, because he was like a brand ambassador for Fabergé.
There you are in the film right there.
It looks like I'm starring in the Karen Carpenter story,
Yes.
by the way.
You're a young man.
I really don't understand. That might be the most sexually ambiguous photograph.
So I'm sorry. I don't mean to
anyone's ever
interrupt.
taken.
You're in the middle of the story
Yeah.
here.
Am I actually breastfeeding?
Looked
In that
like
shot,
it
can we
to
pull
me.
that shot back up? I need to see that. I could actually be breastfeeding the way I
It's
look
an
there.
interesting photograph, but
As a masculine young man.
But you're watching this with Cary Grant.
But
for
I'm watching
crying
with
out loud.
Cary Grant, and as I go down, as I leave, and I'm pulling down the driveway, he's chasing me down the driveway in his bathrobe.
Mm-hmm.
Young man, and he wants to give me all his Fabergé products because he was a brand ambassador. So for years, I cherished my soap on a rope from Cary Grant in the shape of a microphone, or as I like to say, I think it was the microphone. I think that's what the shape was.
Young man.
Young man, have this, and it's properly shaped for the way your hair makes you look.
Here's the next one. You're credited as a performer of Proud Mary during the 1989 Academy Awards. Is that true?
Oh, yeah. It's our nation's great shame.
What do you mean?
My appearance on the Academy Awards.
Is that right?
Oh, this is a man who needs to spend some time on Google.
Okay.
Or needs to spend some time every year before the Oscars. They will bring me out as the Oscar punching bag for most embarrassing Oscar moment. Apparently, is my duet with Snow White singing Proud Mary.
Is that what you did?
Notwithstanding the fact that 2 years ago they announced the wrong Best Picture, mind you. I'm the problem, see. It's me. 30 years on.
All right, last one. During the filming of The Outsiders, you turned 18, and the other boys in the cast pranked you by trashing your hotel room by saran wrapping the toilet and spraying fire extinguishers into the room. Is that a true story?
Absolutely true. It was like, that was my college experience. I was turning 18. It would have been the equivalent of going away from home for the first time, and that's my fraternity. Those guys are my frat brothers.
What a shot
into this
7
day.
across, man. Jeez, look at that.
It's a good group.
Look how tough Tom Cruise is trying to look in that photo.
Dude, Tom Cruise was such a baller. He was probably one of my closest friends, and he was so great. And I always looked up to him, and he always had these cool things he would come up with. And I remember he was the first guy that ever came up with this conceit of tightening the titles of the movies he was in to make them sound badass. Like he did this, the football movie, All the Right Moves?
Yeah.
But yeah, man, when I was making moves, and I was like, he's a badass.
That's baller.
It's so baller. But then, it was a problem when he'd be like, yeah, when I was making Cocktail, it was kind of a, and I liked cock.
No, the other one's no good either.
It was long.
Yeah, when I was in Tail.
When I was in Tail, can't do it either way.
Can't do it either way. It's
Yeah.
no good.
When I was making...
So you'd go like Wing? Is that what you do when you did TV?
No, when I was doing
Wing?
West.
When you were in West.
When Marty Sheen and I were doing West.
On the set of Boy, me and Chris Farley.
When I was on a Boy, in Oxford Blues sets up just blues.
See, it's important to choose. If you choose the wrong one, it's not as good.
There's always one that's cooler. Which is like when I was doing Recreation.
Yeah.
Doesn't it? But if I'm doing Parks,
right,
instead of Parks.
When you did Parks.
Yeah, man, Amy Poehler and I in Parks, we laughed all the time on Parks.
On the set of Wayne, I was just,
And by the way, you want to talk about Tom Cruise, too. This was the fact that blew our minds when the last Mission Impossible came out and he was running all over London, right?
Those are the best movies ever.
On like a broken ankle that had just healed or whatever. Is that he is right now the age in these movies doing this that Wilford Brimley was during Cocoon. That's a fact. That's boom, like mind blowing.
It's mind blowing. It's.
I don't know what it is. What makes it mind blowing is that Tom Cruise is doing that at that age, or Wilford Brimley was really that young in Cocoon.
I did a movie with Wilford Brimley. He was the first great character actor I ever worked with. It was a movie called Hotel New Hampshire. What are we doing on that one?
So when you did
Hampshire?
No.
When I was doing Hampshire, Lane.
It's better than Hotel. When you did Hotel.
How about just when I was doing New?
When you did New, right.
When I was doing New. When I was working on New with Brimley, Brimley was the first actor I ever met who only read his part of the script.
What do you mean?
So he died halfway through the movie, not actually in real life, but his character. So he had no idea what the movie was about.
Right.
Because he didn't read it after his character died.
So he would just drop. He just waited until.
No, and he was like, "What do they call?" We're driving the 7 days. What do they call you in this movie? And I was like, "Well, they call me Jono." He goes, "Well, then that's what I'll call you, Jono." I was like, he hadn't read it. It was clear.
Normally, he talks about what's the right thing to do too. I mean, that's what he talks about with the oats.
It's the right thing. And how great is he in the greatest sports movie of all time, The Natural?
I'm a Hoosiers guy.
I'm negotiating, you'll love this, to do a movie with David Onspach, who directed Hoosiers,
and Rudy,
to play Carol Rosenblum. And it's the story of the 1958 championship and the creation of the modern NFL.
Let's do it.
Called The Season. It's great. So we're trying to put this movie together, and it's going to be, if we can pull it off, it's going to be awesome.
Fantastic.
Yeah.
This is great stuff, man.
Yeah.
I love when you come on, Rob.
We have fun.
We could talk about anything.
Yeah, I know, right?
Mental Samurai on Fox Tuesdays at 9 Eastern Time. It is a wild show, visually intelligent, and it's all sorts of good stuff. You can watch it Tuesday nights, 9 Eastern on Fox. At Rob Lowe on Twitter, at Rob Lowe Official on Instagram. Good to see you, brother.
Good to see you, man. So fun.
Let's wrap up this show and get you set for our New York shows where we're headed to after this one.
The Rich Eisen Show, weekdays at noon Eastern on Audience.